So today we're going to be mulching our container vegetables. These are wicking tubs, going to mulch them first, but I'm also going to mulch the earth boxes. Mine don't have those white covers on them right now, and I'll tell you why that I'm mulching them instead of putting the white covers on them. All right, there is a story behind it. But first we want to mulch these tomatoes. These are Halcinator and Red Snapper tomatoes from Haas Tools. Grew them from seed, and they are looking great. Because they're growing so much grass that I don't want in the containers, I'm going to mulch them pretty heavily. If I don't mulch them, the grass is going to take them over. So I've got some wood chips here. They were piled up to make compost, but they're not by any means, as you can tell, not by any means finished compost, but it should be perfect for mulching these vegetables. Kind of like if you don't have wood chips available at your house, you can go buy some pine bark mulch in a bag, and I think that would work just fine. Now, what will this mulch do? Why would somebody want to go in and mulch their dadgum tubs, wicking tubs, earth boxes? Earth boxes is a different story. I'll get to the earth boxes in a minute. But for right now, why would you want to do this? Well, first of all, that weed suppression. I pulled a bunch of grass out of here, cut it off with that hoe, pulled a bunch of it out. Weed suppression is one reason. Water retention is another reason, and keeps the plant, like I say, the lower leaves, keeps the plant's lower leaves from touching the soil. They're touching mulch instead. And this will eventually, by next year probably, this will all have composted down. And basically, I'm just adding material to my wicking tub. So why in the world do I not have white caps, white covers on all my earth boxes? Why do I not? Well, I ordered them, and I don't mind paying $2, but it's the shipping, you know, that I don't like paying. Somebody's got to ship them. Somebody's got to pay for it. I realize that. But I ordered them, gosh, 2 weeks ago, something like that. They just came in 2 or 3 days ago. By that time, all these tomatoes are huge. To put a cover on it now, I would have to cut a hole in that cover that big around. Well, you're kind of defeating the purpose of the cover. The cover provides shelter from weed seeds, keeps the weed seeds out, which is good, excellent. It also water retention, just like any mulch. But it also keeps rain from pouring in here. It just runs off. That's why you mound an earth box in the middle and let the cover run the rain off, because you've got a certain amount of fertilizer that you put in there at planting, and it lasts throughout the season. But the cover keeps the rain from washing the fertilizer out the weep hole. So it also does that. So there's reasons for the cover. They work great. I wanted to use them this year. I ordered them. They just didn't come in time, and my plants are just too dadgum big to put a cover on it. So this year I'm experimenting. From now on, I may not use that $2 cover if this mulch experiment works. So we're going to mulch these, and I am going to try to arch, to dome the middle of it, to arch it in the middle, just to have a shed, if at all possible, for rain, even if it's not a cover shed, a white cover shed, a mulch shed. So I tried to scoop up some of the mulch that was pretty wet, and I'm just going to mound it up in the middle and let it fall off to the sides and cover around the plants, suppress those weeds. And obviously it won't take much. 2 shovels will do. 1 earth box handily, and then some. There's some hay that was in the mulch pile, but I'm gonna put that around the stalk of that tomato, let it go off to the side, trying to mound it up, but I want to cover so I don't have any. I want to cover for weed suppression mainly, and water retention, of course. But I also want that kind of a dome in the middle, and that's what I got there. That's a dome. I'll Spread it down. Spread it around that plant, down to the edge. Some of it's going to run off, but I've got mulch on the ground anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. You may not have. You may not want to lose your mulch. But I'll tell you what, that looks like what it would look like with a cover on it, with your white cover on it. And with the exception of a pure rain shedding that the plastic's going to do, this is not going to shed like plastic, obviously. But with the exception of that, it should do everything else that the white plastic does. We'll see. I don't think there's going to be any disease problems with having this mulch that close to the plant. So we'll just have to see. So I'm gonna wet these down, try to get this mulch to stay where it is, to stay put, and then I think these things will do well, and we'll just have that experiment. Do we need to buy a $2 cover every year, or can we use mulch? As I told you, I was not sure how well the wood chips, the mulch, would shed water, would retard the water off the top. And that's something that the white covers do on these earth boxes. I wasn't sure about that, but when I started watering them, and after they got a little bit of soak on them, you know, a few seconds of soak, the water started draining off the sides. In every tub that I did, once it got saturated on top, it started running out the sides. So that's kind of encouraging to me. I've never liked the look of the white covers. I've always thought they were just, I don't know, well, not tacky necessarily, but just didn't look like a garden. But you know, when you mulch these things like this, that looks like a garden, folks. That looks pretty dang good. Here's the peppers. I've got 6 peppers in each earth box. As far as the look, I like the look much better than the white covers. Now, will they perform as well? I don't know. We'll just have that experiment. Do we need to buy a $2 cover every year, or can we use mulch? It would save you some money if we can, so let's find out. Hey, let's find out. All right, we're gone.